Hi there, I'm Busra, aka RU100, and I've been working on a Hacking Hub video series to help sharing my knowledge with the community. As part of this series, I'm also excited to kick off a new element of the project that I'm calling Exploring the Human Element of Hacking. In the series, I'll be interviewing security pros to learn more about who they are and how they get into hacking. For my first episode, I talked to security legend Dave Kennedy. Check it out now.
So thank you so much for your time today. Let me give you a brief introduction of who am I, why are we here today, why am I having this interview with the best of InfoSec, let's say. So I'm Bushra, aka RU100. I'm an offensive security researcher and a pentest architect at Cobalt.io. I'm basically a female hacker who is crazy about hacking and doesn't consider this as a job. Basically, this is my passion, and I enjoy so much hacking. I'm holding 3 offensive security certificates, OSCP, OSWP, and OSCE. Since I got OSCE, I couldn't stop doing binary exploitation. I'm basically obsessed with exploit development and reverse engineering at the moment. Besides that, I am doing regular pen tests at Cobalt besides my daily job, and I'm also a pen test architect at Cobalt. So as you can hear, I am doing so many things lately, and I have quite a lot of experience. So I thought that why not sharing this? So I come up with this idea, which is totally voluntary. I'm not getting anything out of it. I created a project called Hacking Have To, which has some components. The first component is videos and blog posts. Basically, I just break down every single category that you can see at a pentest, at Bug Bounty, such as web, mobile, API, internal, external network, cloud config, Kubernetes, all kind of pen testing categories. And I break down all category into subcategories for each vulnerability. For instance, if you want to learn for SQL injection, what I'm doing basically is I'm looking for every single CTF style or vulnerable bugs from Hack the Box, Portswigger, Pentester Lab, any trusted resource that you can find online for any scenarios that you can see for each vulnerability. So basically, it's super time consuming, but I love doing CTFs and I love hacking and I love sharing because I know that sharing is caring. So what I'm doing basically is I'm torturing myself to spend so much time on creating videos and blog posts to teach people, let's say. So like I said, this is a volunteer project, and there's a third component of my project, which is this interviews, like human element of hacking. I'm just having casual interviews, casual chat with some hackers, amazing hackers like you, so that we can share our insights. What are we doing? How did we become a hacker? And I'm not a marketing person, so I don't know what's the drill in here. I'm just like having a chat, like a friendly chat. So that's the purpose of this call. Thank you so much for your time. I know that how precious the time is. So I will stop talking now. I talked a lot again. So let's talk about you, who you are, what you're doing, and I am muting myself now.
So my name is Baptiste Robert. I'm known under the pseudonym Elliot Alderson on Twitter, fs0c131y. So my specialty is to reverse engineering some mobile application, mainly Android, but also iOS sometimes. I found a lot of stuff, let's say it like this, on Android application, but also web application too. I worked on governmental website, on governmental mobile application too, mainly in India, France, and on US a little bit too. I found also some backdoor and some weird stuff on some phones, on OnePlus, Wiko, some stuff like this. I used to work also on some human rights violation in China, some stuff like this. And I'm trying to help journalists, investigation journalists, as far as I can, a little bit every day. So yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. And I created a new company a few months ago related to disinformation. Disinformation is a topic I'm working on a lot right now. And yeah, I'm basically right now I'm working a lot on OSINT and disinformation and a little bit InfoSec in order to reverse engineering some APIs.
This is so awesome. I'm so thrilled to have you as a guest today. So what's your story? How did you start hacking? Mine is quite interesting, and I'd like to hear what's yours.
So I started hacking, I think, so yeah, I started as when I was young, so I was very interested to know how watches were working. So I spent my time just looking into watches and trying to understand what was working, how this thing was working. And 3 years ago or 4 years ago, something like this, I had a OnePlus phone as a personal phone, and because I was working in the phone industry, I was responsible of creating some custom Android version for a phone manufacturer. So I was wondering what was in my OnePlus phone. So I started to reverse engineering the firmware, and this is how I found the first backdoor in the OnePlus phones. I had the chance to get a lot of media attention at this moment, so it was a lot to handle. Let's say it like this. This is at the beginning. This is very complicated, and then I continue to work on this kind of topic. So I reverse engineer the Wico firmware, which is Wico is a French phone brand, which is in reality a Chinese brand. And I also worked on the Huawei phone. I looked at the Chinese firmware of the Huawei phone, which is super interesting because this is totally different from the rest of the world firmware version. So yeah.
Yeah, you have a quite interesting story too. I like that. So why do you hack? I mean, I think the answer for this question is so unique to every hacker. I mean, what's the motive
Yeah,
behind your hacking?
I mean, there is no. I this is the way I'm thinking. I think I need to understand how things are working, and this is, in my opinion, a hacker in general doesn't see hacking is not a computer thing at all. Hacking is more you your view of the world is a little bit different. When you see something, you want to understand how this thing is working, and the hacker is trying all the time to understand. Okay, all this thing is working. What I can do with it, or I can bypass this limitation, or I can play with that. So this is, I think you need to, it's because I like to challenge things. I don't want to obey to the rules. There is something like this. If you tell me this is impossible, yeah, I will try to see. Maybe it is, but maybe it's not. In general, it's not. So this is a mix of this kind of thing. Curiosity is a big factor here because yeah, you are curious. You want to understand how this thing is working on. I think this is why right now I'm working on disinformation, on OSINT, on this kind of thing, because this is the same. At the beginning, this is the same motivation. You want to understand how this thing is working, how the information is propagating inside the social networks and this kind of thing. So all these things are related. You want to understand how a computer is working, but yeah, it can apply to everything.
Yep. Yeah, true. My answer is similar to this too. I feel so powerful behind screens, especially when I get into a server. If I get an RCE, I'm probably the happiest person in the world at that moment. So
Yeah.
yeah. So do you remember your first hack? Some of the interviewers are like given so many interesting answers, and one time I just said that yeah, my first vulnerability was an LFI, and I felt so ashamed because the guy was talking about the 0-day that he found as his first vulnerability. So, what's your answer?
It's probably a SQL injection, I guess. But I don't really remember, to be honest. It was, I don't know. I don't, to be honest, I don't know. But in general, my best hacks are not the most complicated, the most technical hacks. What I like when I'm finding some stuff is how many people are impacted by what I just found. And when I found the OnePlus thing, or some Indian vulnerabilities, some vulnerabilities in Indian website, it was quite amazing, because you found something, and you know that this thing is affecting a lot on millions of people sometimes. So this is a crazy feeling.
Yeah, true. So what are you working on lately? Because since Corona time hit, some people founded their own companies, some people created projects like me. I don't know, some people are creating amazing projects out there. I see amazing GitHub repositories. So what are you working on lately?
So I'm doing a lot of stuff right now. I'm a little bit less active on Twitter at this moment, and this is on purpose. I founded a new company this summer regarding disinformation and, in general, getting data from social networks. The main idea behind my new company, Predictalab, is to give data, to extract data from social networks in order to analyze what we want to analyze. Because some researcher, for example, in university and elsewhere, doesn't have any data in order to do their job. So, and this is not normal. For example, Twitter is a little bit permissive. You can get some data through the developer API, but Facebook is clearly not playing the game at all. They are not giving any data, very, very limited data. You have some social networks like TikTok, which is basically a black box for everyone. So this is not normal. What I want to do with this company is to put some light on what we can find on these kind of networks. And also the second application is, by extracting data, we can do more OSINT thing, because OSINT practitioners need data in order for a case and to do their job. So extracting data from this website, from social network and other sources, can be very, very useful. So this is what I'm working on right now. This is it's like a passion, because you can do a lot of things, and a lot of awesome people did already a very good job. You have a lot of small tools everywhere, but we need something which is taking data from everywhere. So yeah.
This is so awesome to hear. I can't wait to see all the results that you're going to create. So I have one last question. Like I said, it's going to be a really short interview, just a really casual one. What's your advice to new hackers? Because there are so many people trying to get into InfoSec, especially from other industries. So they're DMing me all the time because they are seeing that I'm a woman. So how did you become a hacker? They're like, oh, crazy. They can't just believe, how did I do it? I get like, I don't know, 48 hours OSC exam. How did I do it? So what's your advice to these people?
So this is a question I'm receiving also a lot of on my DM or email. I have no idea how I did that personally. So this is a little bit complicated, because sometimes it's what you said, but it's what did you do to have a big account like this, or to do some hacking. I have no idea, to be honest. I'm just a lucky guy. I'm doing things, doing cool things I like. So my main advice, I guess, is focus on something. Be specialized on something, because security doesn't mean anything. You have a lot of, as you said, a lot of categories, and this is really, really different. You cannot be an expert on reverse Windows application, and web application. This is not the same thing. This is very different, and this is two specialties. So what I did, and I guess it's not a bad thing, I focused myself on mobile, it was a good choice because this is what I liked. And I mean, there is a lack of expert in this area, so it was a good move, I guess, on my side. But yeah, focus on something you like. Work. You need to work. You need to find answers. Don't expect people to give you the answers. I mean, I'm trying on my side to answer to people, but the main for a hacker, the idea of a hacker is to find the answers by himself. So if you are a real hacker, or if you want to be a hacker, don't expect Google to give you the answer. Try to understand how the things are working under the hood, and yeah, don't spam people on this kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. That would be my answer. Passion and persistence is really important. Thank you so much for your time. I'm,
Thanks
like
to
I
you.
said, really thrilled to have you here. I'm sure that so many people will like this interview and they will learn so many things from you. So stay safe and
You
cheers.
too. Bye bye.